Now that we've recovered from Notification Gate, can you tell me why our friends at ESPN have elected to go to Florida and Miami this weekend for College GameDay when Texas Tech, Utah, which will be the crux of the conversation here, Auburn, Oklahoma, I know we just went to Norman, but it's a pretty big game, and then even my friends Illinois and Indiana will all square off in top 20 matchups, but no, we're going to go visit the 1-2 Florida Gators who just threw another interception.
You ever hear that online moniker, SECSPN, SESPN?
Are you finally buying into it? You, Mr. Locked On Big 12 is clickbait. What if I was right the whole time?
Okay, there's way too much to unpack in that sentence for this show, and it is not worth our time here. But that's the simplest explanation, because how in the world do you justify a 1-2 team? Because it's an in-state rivalry? Who cares? There is no other league. I think this is the worst public-facing example of this that we have seen since Kirk Herbstreit stood in the broadcast booth after Tennessee got their doors blown off by Ohio State and was talking about Indiana getting into the playoff, and boy, they just looked at wins. Like, whoa. Indiana played a tighter game than Tennessee. Why are you talking? It was right in front of you, Kirk. You watched the game. You called the game. Indiana's playing over there. What are you doing? I was one of those moments where you have almost an out-of-body experience, and you just kind of go, wait, what is being said? How is this happening right now? This can't be what you actually think or believe. I had to quintuple check. Gosh, DJ Lagway's bad. I had to quintuple check. Not as bad as the update to the ESPN app, by the way. Horrible. I mean, truly horrible. I looked so many times to make sure that game day going to Miami, Florida wasn't from a spam account, that I wasn't being had, that it was legitimate, because I was just thinking there's no way you just did this. There is no way that you're going to go and call the game in which Florida is going to be a sizable underdog. And if Miami wins, they'll fall to 1-3.
By the way, Florida now 3-point dogs.
Florida's only a 3-point dog.
3-point dogs. Look at this. Incredible. 3-point dogs.
That is pretty incredible. Is that what FanDuel has the line at? I thought I saw the line.
Field goal.
That feels like overvaluing Florida to me.
Yeah, by a lot. What?
By a pretty sizable amount.
The kid has 6 interceptions.
In his defense, by the way, on FanDuel, it's 7.5.
Oh, wow. Thanks, ESPN, for 3. That's crazy.
That is a wild discrepancy.
Oh,
and,
geez.
Lagway last week, I've said all offseason, I like DJ Lagway. I do. It's his head coach that I don't like. Have you ever seen a quarterback, Drake? Stop me if you've heard this one before. Get completely transformed when he goes to an actually competent situation? Sam Darnold in the NFL recently comes to mind. He was with the Jets. He was with, who else did he try and starve? I don't even remember. Oh, look, he's an MVP candidate with who? Kevin O'Connell, competent head coach. This is DJ Lagway in college right now. He does not have a head coach who's good enough to be in the SEC. We've known this for the last couple of years. Florida just doesn't want to admit it. But them getting this game is such a slap in the face to the Big 12. I mean, an absolute slap in the face.
Yeah, it's certainly a slap in the face to Utah and Texas Tech, which would be a great place to host it. 10 a.m., that sucks. Like that alone's a slap in the face. They have to play 10 a.m. local time between 2 of the best teams in this conference. Your 2 of your 3 highest ranked teams in the league. But you get the big noon deal. Dave Portnoy is coming to town, who's friends with the Big 12 now first. And that's always an interesting thing to ponder in the last 10 days. And you're overlooking for ESPN what I think could be one of the better matchups between 2 teams that analytically are elite on defense and have really good offenses. Texas Tech's passing game, number 1 in the country. For Utah, their ability to work through Devin Dampier, who can both throw and run, is incredible. We're going to see what I think is possibly number 1 versus number 2 in the Big 12 here with Texas Tech and Utah.
Yeah, I think that's entirely on the table with Kansas State plummeting to the bottom. But do we need to talk about Arizona as being an upper tier team in the Big 12? I'm just throwing it out there.
Already?
What would you have said a year ago at this time about Arizona State because of your preseason perception?
Yep.
And then what did you end up saying about them at the end of the year? And by the way, in a quarterback dominant league, Arizona has a darn good one who is in his second year with a new system and looks to be playing ball that is closer to what he was a few years ago when he was Pac-12 freshman of the year. Just throwing it. His talent didn't go away. Noah Fafita didn't just suddenly become an untalented quarterback. He didn't have an injury that significantly changed his ability to play the position. I'm just throwing it out there. They played a pretty darn good game against Kansas State, who does not look good, who gets in their own way a lot. I don't understand it whatsoever. And that coaching staff has done a really poor job with Avery Johnson. I'm just saying, watch out for Arizona.
Arizona could be good. For now, I do believe Texas Tech and Utah are both better than Arizona, and
I agree. I agree.
Are both at the top of the league. If you look at the deep analytics, efficiency-wise, Texas Tech is number 6 in the country throwing the football. Utah's defense number 3 against the pass. Defensively, Tech's number 7 against the rush. Utah number 21 running the football. Rubber meets road, rock, hard place, immovable, unstoppable. Who wins this game?
I lean Utah here at home. With competent quarterback play, how many times has Utah lost at Rice-Eccles?
Ooh, yeah, probably 0.
It's not a big number.
Yeah,
it's really not. There are losses there that I can remember over the last couple of seasons. Obviously, BYU got them there a season ago with, I don't even remember, at quarterback.
Isaac Wilson, brother of Zach Wilson.
Yeah, that wasn't very good. The year before, I know Oregon drubbed him, and that was with Bryson Barnes, who was a better story than he was a football player. The pig farmer, capable, all that, good backup, but not a true starting caliber guy. I'm probably leaving a game or two out that they lost at home a year ago. Arizona might have gotten them at home last year. Am I remembering that incorrectly?
Arizona did get them. That is correct.
Yeah. So I think that for Utah, when you put Kyle Whittingham, who is trying to, I think, make the most out of his probably last year coaching ever, with good quarterback play, I think the offense has been really seamless with Jason Beck, the offensive coordinator. Don't confuse him with Jason Eck, the New Mexico head coach. We don't want to get our wires crossed there. Utah's just been a good football team, and I don't think that Wyoming game was quite as impressive as Utah fans would like it to be. It's a tough place to go. Laramie's always got a really good crowd, underrated crowd in the Group of 5 ranks, and it's always a fun environment to watch. Texas Tech learned that a couple of years ago when they went there and lost, but this is a very different Texas Tech team. The Red Raiders, my preseason number 1 team in the Big 12, coming in my power rankings over on Locked On College Football, and I stand by that as long as Baron Morton is fully healthy. Like they have looked like the team I thought they would. Throw up the Texas Tech last 5 if you're able to shift that over right there. I know they haven't played any world beaters yet. Oregon State is a major yikes, and Kent State, oh boy, and what is that? Arkansas Pine Bluff, yeah. Probably. When you're a preseason conference favorite, that's how those scores are supposed to look. And Utah's got the same kind of thing on the other side. So I think that if Texas Tech goes in and wins, they will be fulfilling all the hopes that many had for them coming into the year, including myself. And I don't think that either team is out or screwed majorly if they lose this matchup, because I think this is going to be a really high-level football game, and it is a bummer that Game Day isn't there. Like, I'm just a Game Day fan myself, because that's the one I've always watched. That's the one that I think is a better production. It's fun that Big Noon is there, and the crowd will get to gather. But yeah, ESPN going to Florida, man, that's some kind of joke.
Texas Tech starters have outscored opponents 135-0 right now.
They will not do that on Saturday. Bold prediction time, Drake. Bold. The boldest prediction. They will not put up 135 points against Utah.
Ferris State might against UT Rio Grande Valley this week, though. That's number 121 in the country versus number 721 in the country per, I think, Fornelli. That's a fun.
Isn't UTRGV 2-0?
Maybe I'm getting my schools mixed up here. Maybe it's East Texas Baptist. It's somebody like that. It's one of those. Maybe they're 3-0, by the way.
I don't know who UTRGV has played. They literally just started playing football, so they might have scheduled a couple of Division 4 opponents out there or lower than that to start the era with some wins. But
School of football. Coming up, BYU, Utah. Texas Tech, good at defense. Even another surprise team that I think Spencer's going to be excited about. This, we still get no respect, is Locked On Big 12. Today's show is brought to you by Game Time. Look, I wanted to go see Tyler Childers live in concert a couple of weeks. He released a new album, and I want to see him sing the entire album live. What did I do? I went to Game Time. Why did I go to Game Time? Because with college football back, with the NFL back, and with concerts still going on all of the time, I couldn't be more excited to finally get my butt in a seat at one of his shows, or my butt in a seat at a college football game. And that's why I use Game Time for not just concerts, not just football, but comedy shows and the like. I could buy a ticket with Game Time to sit on my couch in there and do whatever I want from Game Time. And you can find your favorite college football games, your favorite concerts for as low as $25. The app makes it super simple. I could even see the exact view from my seat before buying. I love zone deals as well, and you can take the guesswork out of buying college football or concert tickets with Game Time. Download the app. Use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, promo code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time and do it today with the Game Time app. That's Game Time.